So 10 years after the famous Orson Welles radio drama in 1938, and only 1 year after the supposed UFO crash in Roswell, New Mexico, the idea of creatures from outer space were everywhere, and they were imagined in all types, shapes, and sizes. Stories about Mars and men from Mars have been popular since the late 1800s, when both observations and speculations were made that the planet might have advanced civilizations or at least be suitable for human life. Stories like H.G. Wells' War of the Worlds and the John Carter book series, and even the Buck Rogers and Flash Gordon comics and radio dramas during the 30s and 40s of the 20th century, all made use of the idea of a Martian civilization and what it might be like. When legendary animator Chuck Jones began to design his take on what a Martian might look like, he had no idea he would be creating a character that would later become so unique and iconic that he remains a fan favorite till this day. Marvin the Martian didn't actually have a name in the original animated shorts created by Chuck Jones, although he's referred to as Commander of Flying Saucer X2 in The Hasty Hare. It wasn't until 1979 that he was given the name Marvin in the Bugs Bunny Roadrunner movie after the studio had realized the character's merchandising potential. He makes his first appearance in the 1948 Looney Tunes cartoon classic, Haredevil Hare. The cartoon was definitely influenced by current events at that time, as it opens with newspaper headlines from the Daily Snooze, "Scientists to launch first rocket to moon," and "Heroic rabbit volunteers as first passenger." Exactly 1 month before this cartoon debuted, the United States had launched the first astronaut monkey, Albert, into space on a V-2 rocket. Unfortunately, Albert had only made it about 39 miles up and died of suffocation during the flight, but Albert II became the first monkey in space about a year later. The news headlines are a reference to this, but is followed by a very reluctant Bugs Bunny being dragged against his will to a similar-looking rocket. At the time this came out, its style was so radical and surrealist that even Chuck Jones said that this is where everything began to turn the corner towards the style of shorts he would eventually be known for making. Once Bugs lands on the moon, we are introduced to the comical-looking Martian for the first time, along with his dog and a diabolical plan to blow up the Earth using the Illudium Q-36 explosive space modulator. Marvin the Martian was originally voiced by the legendary Mel Blanc, who is not only the original voice of Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, and Porky Pig, but also Tweety Bird, Sylvester the Cat, Yosemite Sam, Foghorn Leghorn, and Pepe Le Pew. The design of Marvin the Martian is comically based on the Greek god Mars, but with what looks like part of a push broom for the top of his helmet. He also wears generic versions of what look to be Converse Chuck Taylor All-Stars. Chuck Jones was known for putting his characters in sneakers as they were the sneakers he wore as a child. He would feature the extraterrestrial antagonist in 4 more animated shorts during the golden age of animation, before moving on to start his own company that started out doing Tom and Jerry shorts for MGM, as well as the original Dr. Seuss animated TV specials. He would later return to Warner Brothers in the 70s to work on segues for compilation films like the Bugs Bunny Roadrunner movie in 1979, where Marvin gets his name. Duck Dodgers in the 24th and a half century, released in 1953, was considered to be the 4th greatest animated short of all time by the Film and Animators Guild. The Duck Dodgers cartoon is an extended parody of the pulp magazine newspaper comic strip and comic book character Buck Rogers in the 25th century. This cartoon is most notably stylized by the brilliant mid-century futuristic background designs of Maurice Noble, who got his start at Disney, working on such classics as Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs and Dumbo, including the famous pink elephant sequence. Of course, as you already know, Marvin the Martian has become an iconic Warner Brothers cartoon character and has appeared in all sorts of shorts, feature films, and television series. His likeness can even be found on the Spirit rover on Mars, as well as the official launch patch. Marvin the Martian is American pop culture's first extraterrestrial cartoon character. He has stood the test of time and is still one of my favorite Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies characters.